I'll call this meeting the Blackhawk County Board of Supervisors to order. Roll call, please. Mr. Veeder.
Hall.
Here.
Leyland.
Here.
Little.
Here.
Jelka.
Here.
Schwartz.
Here. Please join us for a moment of silence to reflect on today's actions. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll first entertain a motion on the agenda as received, proposed or amended.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed, agenda is approved. Next, we'll move on to public comments. If there's anybody in the boardroom or on Zoom that wishes to make a public comment on something that's not an agenda item, please do so at this time. All right. Hearing none, we'll move on to claims and payments. This is a resolution that the Board of Supervisors approve expenditures that the county auditor be authorized and directed to issue payments against the various settlement of such claims as allowed.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Michelle?
Good morning, Board. Our bill payment today is $516,166.91. And of that, $3,091.95 is from the 60/40 fund. We're making just a few construction payments today on the courthouse and also Pinecrest and VA, $63,904.57. And $17,774.71 for the Cedar Valley Nature Trail. And that's about all the significant ones today. Pretty routine week. Any questions?
Any questions, Board? All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Hall.
Yes.
Leyland.
Yes.
Little.
Yes.
Jelka.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes, the resolution is approved. Next, we will receive project updates from department heads and elected officials.
Good morning, Board. Kathy Nicholas, engineer. We finished upgrading the Cedar Wapsie and Waverly Road intersection. As you recall, last week that was you voted to put up the 2 stop signs, making that an all-way stop. We finished with the rumble strips yesterday. The stop ahead signs and the stop signs are up, so that project is completed. We are still mowing the paved road system, but that should be complete any day now. Then we'll be finished for the year with the mowing. We are sealing bridge decks, and that is a product that we apply to the surface of the bridge deck to allow water to not penetrate it, keep the salt and the water out of the bridge deck and prolong its life. In other news, we are finishing, or we are out in the blades. The motor graders are out on the the gravel road system, touching up those washboarded area, those potholes areas to try and get the gravel roads in good shape before it freezes. Can I answer any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any other department heads or elected officials?
Morning, Board. Amanda Fesmer, HR Director. Just want to mention that we have the flu shot clinic coming up at the end of this month on October 23rd, and just want to thank our public health team for providing those to employees. Employees need to return those consent forms to HR by this Friday, the 11th. We also have a nationwide representative that's coming on site October 24th to meet with individuals wishing to learn more about deferred compensation retirement savings plan. And then I'll also be sending out an announcement about the new long-term disability plan and just talking about the eligibility and the different requirements so employees can understand how that new benefit works for them. Any questions? All right.
Thank you. All right, any other department heads or elected officials wish to provide an update this morning? All right, we will move on to the minutes approved from the October 1st, 2024 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, minutes are approved. Next, we'll move on to the consent agenda. This will be approved with a single resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Leyland.
Yes.
Little.
Yes.
Jelka.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes, the resolution is approved. Move on to Section 7, Contracts and Agreements. This is a resolution to approve change order number 1 for the McFarland Park Septic System Replacement Project, contract with Sedenka Excavating and Habitat, LLC, in the reduction amount of $3,800, reflecting a change in value in pipe type and utilizing American Rescue Plan funds. Change order number 1 will reduce the current contract amount with Sedenka Excavating and Habitat, LLC, from $59,970.50 to $56,197.50.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions?
That's unheard of.
All right. Roll call, please, Mr. Beer.
Little.
Yes.
Jelka.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
Leyland.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes, the resolution is approved. Move on to other business. Item A, this is a resolution that the suspension requested by Diana Olinger on taxes owed for 2024-2025 installments in the amount of $1,834 for parcel number 8913-8-28-204-005, located at 1234 Eleanor Drive, Waterloo, be approved pursuant to Section 427.8 of the Code of Iowa, and the county treasurer be authorized and directed to adjust her records accordingly.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Jelka.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
Leyland.
Yes.
Little.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes, the resolution is approved. Item B, this is a resolution to release the forgivable mortgage on the property commonly known as located at 116 Vine, West Union, Iowa, to Stephen K. Rogers and Pamela J. Rogers and Andrew L. Beckman and Ginny M. Beckman, and authorized the board chair to sign the release of mortgage as submitted by Michelle Wiener, Finance Director.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Hall.
Yes.
Leyland.
Yes.
Little.
Yes.
Jelka.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes, the resolution is approved. Item C, this is a resolution to release the forgivable mortgage on the property commonly known as located at 100 South Vine, West Union, Iowa, to Richard O. Woodward, and authorize the board chair to sign the release of mortgage as submitted by Michelle Wiedner, Finance Director.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Leyland.
Yes.
Little.
Yes.
Jelka.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes, the resolution is approved. Item D, this is a resolution to approve the supplemental agreement with ACOM Technical Services Incorporated for the 2024 Washburn Sanitary Sewer System Upgrade, Project Number 1, in the amount not to exceed $51,000, and for the chair to sign said agreement as recommended by Michelle Wiener, Finance Director.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions?
I just would give a little brief update. I'm excited to be able to bring this to you because this will do the valve repairs that we discussed. And it's an ARPA project, so we need to get it under contract. This will let them get it designed, and we should have it out to bid and under contract by the end of December. So we did include both the design and the construction observation in this amount. It is a not to exceed amount, so if things go very smoothly, we won't maybe pay that whole amount. And we do have Chris Olkers here from ACOM in case you have any technical things you'd like to ask.
All right, board, any questions?
I'm just going to add, I would like to see Rory and maintenance involved in this conversation. It feels a little off that it's sort of, in terms of assignments, I guess it feels like it's sort of fallen to Michelle for the assignment of Washburn Water, and it is county property effectively at this point. Seems like at least having Rory and maintenance involved in that conversation would make some sense.
More to the party, the merrier.
Yeah.
We have worked with engineering some because they do. Ryan in particular has designed some sewers, so he is going to help with reviewing some of the plan specifications.
Ryan Brennan is going.
Yes, Ryan Brennan, the
Okay.
assistant engineer.
Yeah. And Rory, probably sometimes, like I said, availability right now has been kind of so slow, but with all the ARPA projects, so yeah, but yeah, sure. Thank
All
you.
right. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Little,
Yes.
Jelka,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes, the resolution is approved. Item E, this is a resolution that the lowest reasonable bid received from CDW Government Chicago, Illinois, for the acquisition of Windows Server Data Center Edition licensing with a bid of $32,290.64, utilizing American Rescue Plan funding, be awarded for the chair to sign as recommended by LU IT Director.
Morning, Board. Al, you IT Director. This is for the acquisition of Windows licensing, server licensing. The servers will not work without the licensing. Any questions I can answer for you guys?
No, the attachment that you sent included with it was about as much gibberish as what you're saying as far as licensing. So thank you for
It's expensive licensing is what it is, but it's a requirement, unfortunately.
And the ARPA source on this, is this lost revenue? Or is this,
No, I believe that's expense category.
this is
Yeah.
expense? Okay.
Yeah. So moved.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion or
Just,
questions?
just a quick
Oh,
question.
did you-
What was the, if it was expense category and it was graded, what, do we know, can you provide what that was? What the grade was? It was graded, right? You said it was expense category and not
You mean
lost
which
revenue?
category it's coming out of? Or when you say graded?
Doesn't Baker Tilly score?
Oh, Baker Tilly.
Yep, sorry.
That IT stuff was done
It was
long
done a
before
long
me.
time.
Okay, okay. It was just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't, it was scored.
It was, and most of the IT upgrades were written in conjunction to be able to do remote work. So this would relate to getting the servers to be able to handle that, I believe.
Perfect.
You don't probably remember that either as well. I was going to say you would have submitted the application.
I don't remember what the final grading was, but it was for servers that would facilitate remote work, and then this is the software that would go with the servers to make them work. Yep, so it was kind of a bundle.
Any further discussion or questions? Roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Jelka,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes, the resolution is approved. Item F, this is discussion, possible board action, project bidding schedule, and recommendations from Envision Architect and Modus Engineering.
Good morning, Board. Rory Giving, Facilities Director. So I've invited Envision and Modus here to talk about the upcoming projects that we have. We have multiple projects bidding within the next 5 to 6 weeks, and so we wanted to explore some different options for opening those bids. So at this time, I'll let Tim Turnus and Mike Roquet with Modus kind of explain some examples of what that might look like, and maybe what some other entities, government entities, have done as well. So this is a little out of the norm for us. So
And they'll explain that, why we're considering out of the norm.
yes.
Okay. Otherwise, that's Rory's job. Thank you.
Good morning, Board. Tim Turnus with Envision. So we've been in conversations with Michelle and Rory and multiple others with the upcoming projects bidding here in a small window, and the understanding that these need to be under contract before the end of the year. What we're proposing is that we stagger the bid openings over multiple days rather than coming to a regularly scheduled Board of Supervisors meeting. That allows us to evaluate individual projects and allows contractors to bid on multiple projects. Say they were unsuccessful in the initial bid, they have the opportunity to go after the subsequent projects after that. So we have a total of 4 or 5 projects bidding here over in the next 5 or 6 weeks. Our plan is to stagger these every couple of days to allow the contractors to respond accordingly.
And for what it's worth, the county policy expressly allows the board to delegate the bidding process to others to take place at a different time, as long as they follow as long as it's a public hearing, they follow the notice requirements and everything. So this is allowed. I think the board should take action to expressly allow it. There should be a motion to allow this to take place with regard to these particular projects as Tim proposes.
So the scenario would be we would receive all of the bids for the projects and make recommendations based on the bids that were received over the 4 or 5 different projects. And so we would come to a Board of Supervisors meeting then with 4 or 5 bid recommendations for you to enter into agreement before the end of the year.
All the bids for the same project would be open at the same time, though, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for instance, the Pinecrest renovations between the Veterans Affairs and Public Health, that's one project that would bid at the same time. We would still follow all the public bidding requirements of having an open public bid opening and inviting the public to come and listen to those, and the bids would be read aloud.
Have you done this before?
Absolutely. Yep. Most public schools and public hospitals do this. So it allows the design team to, if there are discrepancies in the bid or in the bid forms, that sort of thing, to sort through those and make an accurate recommendation.
I'll make a motion to stagger the bid openings.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion or questions?
There would be a public hearing then on each one of them?
It would be a public opening, yes. It would not be a public hearing that the Board of Supervisors would have to take action on. You're welcome to attend, so long you don't obviously meet your quorum requirements, but you're welcome to attend.
Well,
We will have a public hearing.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
But
I'm
not,
sorry.
not at the bid opening.
Yes, our actions
Don't
are
scare
just
us
in
like
a public bid opening, so we will read those bids aloud, and then you will take action in a public hearing, yes.
But we could all attend. that
Exactly.
meeting, just not take that action at that time.
And not only that, if the board so desired and you wanted to take a safe approach, you could go ahead and notice up a special board meeting in case 3 or more would show up
Sure.
for that. So there'd be nothing stopping the board from doing that if that's the board's preference.
It would just not be at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday.
That's what you're after.
Yes,
is Just
yeah.
to, expedite. I was gonna
That's
say
right.
Some of these.
Did you keep the board abreast by including us on the emails that are going between Rory and Michelle?
Like the dates and when you're talking about doing some of this, I would
Yeah,
think, is that
absolutely.
correct?
There will be public notices that go out, notices to bidders, explaining all of these dates, and so we can communicate those to you.
And folks will be able to access those on Zoom or online as well, or will they have to be here in this? Or,
I mean, you could, if we wanted to set
We
that up.
would plan to have it
Have 'em.
available, just like.
yeah, okay, perfect.
Like a typical board.
Perfect. Okay.
Any further discussion and questions? Is a resolution, roll call, please, Mr. Weeder.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
No.
Trelka,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes, the resolution is approved. Item 9, any reports or information from the board? None. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Were you too slow?
Yeah.